Alright, so at New Paltz, most people hated the dining hall, but I spent a lot of time in the dining hall. I would be there every day at 12 and 6 because those are Asian meal times.
If you thought crazy stuff only happened to me when my family was around, you'd be sorely mistaken. I've always been a magnet for crazy, especially during the school years.
I knew about New Paltz growing up because the favorite child went to New Paltz before me. And, we went in, same program, FYI, because, my mom assumes that I also don't know how to talk to people and can't make friends. But it's not really a problem that I have, or a sister's problem. I went to New Paltz, but I wasn't totally alone when I got there. I had some upperclassmen that I knew in high school had also gone to New Paltz, so I got to hang out with them occasionally. Now, one of these particular people I knew pretty well because her mom was my teacher in high school. Remember how I said before that I went to a magnet school for the first 2 years of high school? So students can suggest a class that they want, and we suggested Japanese, and that's how we got our Japanese class. And when the school tried to find a teacher, they talked to the students, and our friend was like, my mom can do it. And voila, she became a teacher. She was number class, and I hung out with her anyway, though. When I got to New Paltz, people didn't know that I knew her because she would do weird things. She would say hello in the dining hall by casually sneaking up on me and putting me in a chokehold and dragging me out of my chair to her table, wherever it was in the dining hall. And so my suite mates would be like, "Snake's here," and I'd be like, "What?" And then, "Okay, hi, long time no see." And I'd be like, "That's really weird for a Japanese girl to be doing," but I mean, no, not really. So this one time, we had parent-teacher conferences in high school, and my mom decided to ask my friend's mom, our teacher, if she had any other Japanese friends. And her mom turned to my mom and goes, "No, Hana is a monster." And that just, I can't stress enough how hilarious that is to me. But my Japanese friend she's built like an American, not a Japanese. She's not small, and she's loud, and she's fun. Not to say that normal people from Japan aren't fun, but you could tell that she's got the American in her. And I think that's hilarious because I'm pretty sure that she has Japanese friends. I'm 150% sure that she has other Japanese friends. But just the fact that her mother said, "No, she's a monster." Okay. Maybe my life growing up wasn't as bad as someone else. Maybe. I've had a good beard at some point in my life, but not right now. I've had good, bad, and weird experiences in Hasbrook. I guess you could consider, I don't know what you would fit Solid Snake saying hello to you into. I mean, it could be good, but it also could be bad. I didn't, pass out too much, so I mean, I guess it was good. It could have been worse, but yeah. My good story is, how in the movies they always show like a adolescent boy getting a surprise boner out of nowhere? I had my only surprise boner of my life in a Hasbrook dining hall. I don't know. You're probably like, you get horny off food? No. Let me explain. So, going back to something that I've said previously many times, I used to run homestay programs for the international students. And this one girl came over. We had a round table, and there was a bunch of international students and a bunch of Americans sitting there. And one of the Americans turned to me at one point, and she's like, "How come you don't do homestays for Christmas break, winter break?" And I explained, winter break is really long, first of all, so it's kind of hard to be take this kid home with you for a month. But also, it's weird because culturally, it's very strange to say that as well, because especially in Japan, Christmas is not Christmas like it is here. Christmas is a lover's holiday. It's the first time you have sex with your significant other. It's a thing. So it'd be weird if I would be like, "Go home with this dude on Christmas." Or, that's weird. You wouldn't do that. And at the time, sitting at the table with us was the prettiest Japanese girl at school that year. And after I explained to this American why I don't do Christmas homestays, Pretty Japanese girl turns to me and she goes, "If you invited me to your house for Christmas, I'd go." And I've never had, like, there's different makes and models on boners, as Dane Cook says. There's just different makes and models. But sometimes when you get a surprise one and it's like, boom, and it shoots out, and, you know, they always make that joke that, like, oh, it's the adolescent boy in the movie and he gets a boner and smacks the table. No, it just shoots down your pant leg and you're like, whoa! And you get really uncomfortable and everything becomes super awkward. But yeah, that was the one time I got a surprise boner. I don't know why I said the one time. It's not like I've only had a surprise boner once, but it's the first time it was like, pew! And tried to run away out of my pants. I wasn't expecting that at all. Oh my god. Now, the bad story by far is, I've always heard of sensory overload, and I've always, like, understood it conceptually. I just never thought it would happen to me. There was this girl, a Malaysian girl, and she loved to talk. Now, it wasn't like her English was broken or anything. She's very good speaking English. Because I believe English is also if it's not taught in every school, or rather, if it's not it might be one of the official languages of Malaysia, I'm not sure. I'm gonna have to Google that shit later. If it's not an official language, it's definitely taught in like every school. So, like, her English skill was very good. It wasn't like it was broken English and that's why it was sensory overload. She just talked a lot. And one day, I'm in Hasbrook, I'm eating my food, and she's talking to me. And I was sick at the time. It wasn't the death sick. I was just sick. I think I had a cold or something. And I was just like real out of it. And she kept talking and talking and talking and talking. She talked at me for so long and so hard that I fell asleep. I went into sensory overload. There was too many things. I couldn't process them. And I just, thump. I fell asleep at the table. Now, it's not abnormal to find me sleeping at the table, and it wouldn't have been abnormal to have found me sleeping at the table in Hasbrook, but this time I was knocked out. I did not know someone could knock you out with words, but it's entirely possible. And oddly enough, she now thinks I hate her. I don't hate her. She just won't stop talking, and I couldn't. Words were coming in. There's words everywhere. Whoa, can you? Whoa. And now the weird. So when you think of Asian culture, you don't really think of touchy-feely or public displays of affection. So when you think of Asian culture, most people don't think of touchy-feely public displays of affection. But when Asians like see people that are not like them and they're curious about them, they get really touchy-feely. So this one time, I'm sitting at my table, I'm eating a bowl of, I think it was either cereal or soup, because I don't have spoon. And I was like, and I have the spoon, I'm about to, put it in my mouth. And one of my grandkids, who's sitting next to me, just reaches up and starts to scratch under my chin. Scratch. Just scratching my beard. And I'm like, now I have the spoon, it's about to go into my face. But I can't now because there's a hand in the way and somebody's scratching my face, and I just turned to her real slow. What are you doing? And she doesn't even skip a beat, she just keeps scratching. Oh, I'm just feeling your beard. And can you not? Because I'm trying to eat. Can you not? She doesn't stop. Keep scratching food. That's not even the weirdest thing this particular girl has done or said to me in the time that we've spent together. On more than one occasion, she'll just turn to me at the table and she'll be like, "Hey, can I just want to harvest your eyelashes. Can I just want to like pluck them out one by one and put them on my face." No, that's fucking weird. All right, but the best story by far that has ever happened in a dining hall, I think ever, is definitely Big D and the Fiery Tongs. From the title of this story and this episode, you probably will have gotten that there's going to be a fire story eventually. But okay, so in Hasbrook, there's a whole bunch of toasters in the corner. And all toasters have a notice on them that are like, do not put toppings on your bagels before you put them in. They will catch fire. And this is common knowledge to most people. You don't put the toppings on the bagel before you put it in the toaster because it'll burn. Now, some people are stupid and don't know how to read and don't read the 45 notices on the toasters that are like, don't put toppings on the bagels before you put them in the toaster because they will burn. So at one point, I'm sitting there in Hasbrook and it's sitting at my table and I'm like, something smells bad. Look over towards the toasters. Right. Somebody had put in all their toppings on the bagel and they had put way too many on and they put it in the toaster and as it's going by, smelling bad. And it catches fire. Bagel's on fire. There's fire. And the kid who had done it fucking booked it. He was like, no, I'm not getting in trouble for this. Leaves. So one of the Hasbrook student volunteer worker people comes over and he's like, what? I don't know. So he decides, he's a scrawny little Indian kid, he decides he's got this. He goes and he knows he needs to get it out of the toaster. So he grabs one of the tongs that has like rubber grips and he grabs the items. He's like furiously trying to reach into the toaster and pull the stuff out that's on fire. And he gets it, yes. And he pulls it out, like slams it on the table. But in his, trying to get them out, he stuck the entire tong thing into the toaster. So now the tongs are also on fire. And he like slams the bagel into the counter to try and put it out. And then he realizes the tongs are on fire. So he starts panicking. He's holding flaming tongs. I'm sure they were extra hot because mostly metal, of course, but also on fire. And he's like, he doesn't, and he waves over for the people to come help. And Big D now sees that there's fire. Now we call him, I have no idea why we call this particular chef Big D, because he's the smallest dude in there. And there's also a larger dude whose name starts with D, who should technically be Big D, but he's not Big D. So Big D is the smallest dude with a name that starts with D. I guess it's kind of ironic, but whatever. Pretend he's like the head of Hasbrook. Like you walk into Hasbrook, if he's cooking on the grill thing that it's gonna be good. Like you know Big D. So Big D sees that there's a situation. He sees that there's fire, right? Big D gets it. He knows what he's gonna do. The kid is like furiously trying to wave him over. Fire, tongs. I think the kid puts the tongs back like down, and now they're burning. And Big D's like, oh, what am I gonna do? So Big D grabs bigger tongs. Like you could see he has this epiphany, a whoop, and he grabs a big set of tongs from the grill area, and he books it over across Hasbrook. Books it to the toaster area. He grabs the on fire tongs and the bagel with the longer tongs. And he's got this, right? He's running across Hasbrook, holding tongs that are on fire with bigger tongs. He's running. He gets to the grill area. Now, there's like, the grill area is like a circle. He doesn't go through the door of the circle. He leaps over the ledge of the grill area, holding the fiery tongs, right? He leaps over the ledge, and like, as he leaps over, he fucking dunks the flaming tongs in a bucket of water. He's just like, one fluid motion, just leaps over the counter. And I've never heard such raucous applause for anything in my life, but being in the dining hall at that particular moment was fucking amazing. Just raucous applause all over. I'm pretty sure Big G took at least 10 bows. Like, he had that situation under control.
Hey there, guys and gals. I hope you're enjoying Season 2 on Fairy Tales, The School Years. As always, you can click the link on the left to see the previous episode, or you can click the link on the right to see the playlist where you can see all the episodes so far. A lot of people in my major are fucking creeps. And then there are normal people like me.